how's it going, everyone? It is Skullzi here with the latest gaming news, rumors, and speculation. Happy Bethesda Microsoft Day, everybody! A day many love, but at the same time, no doubt, some may hate, as exclusivity to such a large degree no doubt shakes up the very foundations of the entire gaming community, reigniting the console wars like nothing else, because as always, war never changes. And yes, September 21st is in a way Bethesda Microsoft Day, as on September 21st, 2020 of last year, the Microsoft and Bethesda acquisition was announced as finally being finalized. Finally! And we got some of the first official statements from both Microsoft and Bethesda regarding this gigantic, legendary deal. And to be honest, I can't really think of an acquisition or a partnership as large as this in the entire history of gaming. So this very well and most likely is the largest acquisition in gaming's history ever. A partnership whose announcements we are still feeling the ripples of today. A partnership that is still affecting the entire gaming community today, as $7.6 billion deals don't happen every day in the gaming industry. And since it happens to be the 1-year anniversary of this huge announcement, I decided to revisit the topic in today's video, going over last year's events and at the same time taking a look into the future of Bethesda, a future that looks even brighter thanks to this acquisition, and no doubt a brighter future for Microsoft as well. This seems to be an anomaly here, an acquisition that benefits everyone almost equally, which is kind of crazy. And that is just a thing, and that's exactly why this acquisition is indeed such an anomaly, a rare occurrence that not even the wisest sages could have ever predicted, no matter how much skooma they took either, as most exclusivity deals tend to not carry as many positives overall as this one. There tends to be a lot more, or at least a bit more negativity or negative situations regarding this, and of course, the situation does have its fair share of negativity, but my point is there is a lot of positives in this entire situation, because no matter how you feel about exclusivity in gaming, to deny that the Microsoft and Bethesda deal just works is somewhat short-sighted and likely fueled by derelict console fanboyism. And before you start ringing the shame bells here, I grew up playing both Sony and Microsoft consoles, and I generally stick to PC since my editing PC also plays games fairly well, so I really don't have any skin in this console war game nonsense. And on top of all that, as I have stated numerous times in my previous videos, I generally dislike exclusivity in gaming as a whole, as I hate when members of the community get locked out of certain gaming experiences over what pieces of plastic they choose to play their games on. I'd like all games to be available to all gamers, and to be honest, that is the direction that the industry is starting to shift towards, even if it's not obvious right now. But until then, gaming is still obviously a business, and exclusivity will remain an aspect of this business, no matter how much we may dislike it. But as I said earlier, as far as exclusivity deals go, this Bethesda Microsoft one is quite an anomaly, as it indeed just works, and Bethesda and Microsoft have low-key been unofficially partnered up for a long time now already, as according to Xbox's Phil Spencer, Microsoft literally changed hardware specifications regarding memory in the Xbox 360 specifically for Oblivion, and Microsoft staff have worked with Bethesda developers in numerous other capacities like this over the years, and even further, Bethesda devs and Xbox executives have remained very close and basically close friends also for several years as well. And having friends in high places always counts and is a good benefit to have, especially when those high places happen to be one of the biggest, if not the biggest corporations in your specific industry. Microsoft is a massive asset to have as a partner, as not only is the company worth trillions right now, but at the same time, they are one of the leading companies in the gaming industry in terms of technology and innovation, and they're one of the leading companies in the technology industry overall, so naturally, they're a great company to be partnered up with, and at the same time, they're a great company to have the respect of, as Bethesda clearly has the respect of Microsoft. And with Microsoft's full list of assets at Bethesda's back, combined with an almost limitless pool of funding, you'd have to be Cher Gorath to argue that this would be a bad thing for Bethesda in basically in any way, shape, or form, even if full exclusivity was involved, which it definitely could be. And on top of all this is good for Microsoft, as Bethesda Softworks is a huge collection of legendary developers. There's a lot of talent in there, and a lot of these talented and legendary studios go back for a long time. I mean, They're the creators of the original Doom franchise. Do I need to say more? In this deal, Microsoft got a huge amount of legendary talent, developers, and IPs, and each company and dev now has some of the best support behind them thanks to this deal. Every studio within Bethesda, from Bethesda Game Studios to Arcane to id and beyond, is now free creatively to focus on making games, which is what we like about them. We like it when they make the games. Any possible business worries or funding problems or anything like that, and the stress from those types of situations are almost entirely solved now, or in the least a lot less problematic, as that daddy Microsoft money and technology can easily solve a lot of problems. And that is something that even Todd Howard specifically said in the past regarding this deal, that with this partnership a lot of stress and worries have been lifted from Bethesda and the developers, allowing them more creative freedom and development budgets than they have ever experienced before, which is just insane to say about a company full of so much talented developers and legendary games. This is just insane. And Microsoft isn't a cruel sugar daddy either, as Microsoft has stated that they will allow Bethesda to remain Bethesda and will only offer support for their projects and will never try to dictate or control what Bethesda does or how they should do it. And while many doubted this at first, with I suppose some good reason, here we are a year later and Microsoft so far has actually held true to their word. They even allowed Bethesda to entirely dictate what they wanted to show at Xbox's E3 2021 showcase without question. And when Bethesda said they wanted to even be the opener and the first studio showcased in the entire E3 2021 Xbox showcase, Xbox said yes without hesitation. Not only is Xbox allowing Bethesda to remain Bethesda, but they have already shown us just how far they are willing to go to allow Bethesda to shine. If this short and rather quick 1-year period is any example of how Microsoft will treat Bethesda in the future, then I'd say we have absolutely nothing to worry about and should be getting super excited right now. And with all this in mind and clearly on the table in front of us, it's hard to not see the bright future that awaits us. This acquisition, despite its exclusivity and all the woes and pains from such things, it's clearly indicative of a golden age for Bethesda and perhaps even Microsoft in the years to come as well. We're actually just entering this period right now. We will see some of the best games we have ever seen from every single Bethesda developer in the years to come. And the crazy thing is, we haven't seen nothing yet, as all the games that are currently coming out this year and next year were in development long before the Microsoft and Bethesda deal was finalized, meaning that we haven't even seen the full potential yet from this partnership. Even Starfield was in development long before these acquisition talks began, so hold on to your skooma, folks, because the best is yet to come, which is just crazy to say out loud. I'd say perhaps one of the best examples of what we could see from this partnership in the years to come would be The Elder Scrolls 6, as that game likely was only in the pre-development stages in the last couple of years or so, meaning that The Elder Scrolls 6's main development cycle will feel the full benefits, support, and force, and boosts, and boons, and all this stuff from this very partnership. It'll get a ton of Microsoft support, especially because The Elder Scrolls 6 is a long-anticipated and highly awaited franchise and game. A lot of eyes are on this game, and that's why I believe The Elder Scrolls 6 will easily be the largest, grandest, and most epic and most impressive Elder Scrolls and Bethesda game to date. And with there being many, many more future Bethesda games in the years to come as well on top of all this, the excitement only magnifies even further. And that is just the thing. The list of games that will get massive support for Microsoft during their entire development cycle is already massive, and we don't even know what else they have cooking up behind the scenes. As I said, we got the legendary and highly anticipated Elder Scrolls 6, and then even further, Fallout 5. We got Indiana Jones, future Fallout 76 content, Wolfenstein 3, the sequel to Doom Eternal, the new ZeniMax Online Studios MMORPG, perhaps a new Quake game from the ground up, an entire new game and not just like a remaster, Dishonored 3, another Evil Within, and so much more. All these games will have so much more support and funding than they were ever used to, and this is entirely thanks to the Microsoft deal. So this is perhaps one of the most relevant times to say this. The hype is assuming direct control. And that's going to finish up everything I wanted to talk about in today's video. Let me know what you think about all this down in the comments below. Are you still excited for this? What are you the most excited for from this Microsoft and Bethesda acquisition? Let me know down in the comments below, and as always, if you enjoy the content, give the video a thumbs up because that helps the channel out a lot. And if you want to stay and know about the latest gaming news, subscribe to the channel as well because that's another great way to help the channel. And finally, the best way to help grow a channel and the community is not only to like and subscribe, but also to share the content, because really channels only ever grow depending on how often the content is shared by the community. And finally, If you want to go above and beyond to support the channel and the community itself and unlock awesome and unique awards, support the channel over on Ko-fi, Patreon, or here on YouTube as an exclusive channel member. Links for all this and more are down in the description below, and as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in next time when the hype is assuming direct skooma. I mean control.
It just works.